Gang, we need to have a fucking talk. My book club over on my Discord server has been reading the Mirror Visitor series by Clairdelune. We read the first book, A Winter's Promise, last month, and this month we just finished the second book, The Missing of Clairdelune. I have thoughts. I'm Chirp. I'm a librarian VTuber who plays story-driven games, has book discussions, etc. I have so many thoughts that I felt the need to make my first book review video. This shit is gas. This shit is fire. Like, book one was good. Okay? Book one was great. I had a good time reading it. I was like, yeah, we can continue with the series. I'm curious where this goes. And then book two happened. But let me fill you in on the Mirror Visitor series, okay? This is like a frickin' steampunk fantasy is like the setting. Though the world has been torn into pieces by some event that we don't know anything about. And every piece, like a floating island, essentially an arc, has its own like family spirit is what they're called. And it's kind of like a mini god almost of that arc. We follow Ophelia, who in my mind I imagine as the girl from Encanto. I don't remember her name. And I'm not gonna lie, my initial impression of Ophelia was that she was your stereotypical self-insert for like the quirky, nerdy, quiet girl, right? Like she's clumsy, she works in a museum, she's really smart, she's really quiet and shy, and I'm just sitting here like this. She's just a self-insert, right? She's a self-insert for the nerdy girl reading the book, and she also has this pet scarf. So one of her powers on her arc is that people can like animate inanimate objects. So her pet, essentially the Pascal of the series, is this scarf that she wears that is like animated and does whatever the fuck it wants. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, the quirky sidekick pet is not really working for me in this book. I don't think the scarf is great. It's not really utilized that much, to be honest. I almost wish it like had a bigger role, so like I would care about it more, but at the moment I don't. Maybe that'll change. I'm only talking about the first two books in the series. So we have Ophelia on her arc. She works in a museum archiving items and documents and stuff from the old world. The world as we know it, where it's whole and not in little pieces. However, arranged marriage happens. Boom! This bitch Ophelia has already turned down 2 marriages in the past, and the like fucking dictatorship ladies are like, bitch, we need you to get married, okay? And they pretty much sell her off to a man on another arc. His name is Thorn. Here he is. This is how I imagine him. He looks like this guy from Genshin Impact. That's my imagination. He is so standoffish. He is so rude. He doesn't give a shit about the traditions of Ophelia's arc and just does whatever the fuck he wants. And then whisks her away on like the shortest notice ever. Like she doesn't even get to really say goodbye to her family or like finish up her work at her museum or anything. She's just gone in like a day. She's whisked away to this other arc. The City Celeste is this like floating building on the arc. So we have like a floating island arc and then a floating building on the floating arc. Yeah, but don't worry, Ophelia did not come alone. She has her wonderful Aunt Rosaline with her, who I imagine as Effie from Hunger Games for some reason. I don't know why I imagine her as that, but she's a bit of a stickler at first, but she's grown on me a lot. Once we get to this new arc, Thorn is like, alright, it's time to hide you away because I'm a fucking bastard child and I'm not actually like a real person here, essentially. And this marriage, at least one of the reasons that we know at the moment, this marriage is to fucking give me status in the court. But right now we need to hide you. So Ophelia is fucking locked up like the cupboard in Harry Potter in Thorne's aunt's house, which is whose aunt Berenild, who looks, I'm representing her as Lady Geist from Deadlock. she's rich and very elegant and smokes and parties, and she just has that air about her, you know, that socialite air about her. But yeah, that's kind of the setup, I guess. There's like our four main characters. At least I consider those the four main characters. And without, you know, getting too much further in the plot from there, we sort of follow the wacky adventures of this arranged marriage that neither of them really wants. Like, Ophelia doesn't want to be there. She'd rather be in her museum. Thorne doesn't actually love her. He just needs a wife. Like, it's a diplomatic marriage, essentially, from a different arc to try to get him some status. The setting works for me. The, like, steampunk, it's almost urban fantasy. I wanted to call it, like, an urban fantasy because of the setting of the City Celeste, but it feels like it leans more steampunk. I don't know. I love the mystery surrounding the rupture, like, the origins of this world, how people got their powers, what the family spirits are, and why they're there. And I love worlds that have these mysteries. However, I feel like most fantasies don't actually delve into the whys behind their origin story. But from what I've read of book 2, that's becoming like the main plot. And this is like spoiler free so far, but I will talk about spoilers here in a second. I love that. I love that we get answers. I think that's awesome. And spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Let me yap about the ending of book 2. The missing of Clairdelune. Holy fucking shit. What a good fucking ending for book 2. So I feel like book 2 kind of revolved around this mystery for most of it, like the disappearances of these people that were in the Clairdelune. And the main plot was going to be us figuring out who did it, or Ophelia rather. Ophelia is going to play fucking detective with her power to read objects and see like the past on them and figure out where these people are. But shit turned sideways, bro. I feel like the mystery ended up being kind of like a catalyst, really. Like, it wasn't actually the main point. Like, it was a catalyst to getting to the actual true mystery of this series, which is God. We are seeing Ophelia defying God, essentially. The family spirits are supposed to follow like God's written law, like written plan for them, but God like tore out a page from their book, and the family spirits have like memory issues now for some reason. That Farouk, the family spirit on this winter arc, who I think looks like Sephiroth, he's trying to figure out why. Like, he's trying to figure out why he forgets. Like, why did this happen? What is God to him, essentially? And guys, it's so fucking good. God is a reoccurring figure in a lot of stories, right? Like a lot of fantasy, a lot of stories everywhere. Religion is just a big part of life. However, I love when God is not depicted as this perfect, almighty being who is just good. I love a morally gray God. This God literally shows up at the end of the story, fucking like phases through the jail door into Thorne's prison cell, like fucking Johnny. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm God," and he's like, "Hey Thorne, you wanna join me as one of my God emissary dudes?" And Thor's like, "No, I don't wanna." And then God goes batshit crazy on them. He just fucking starts beating the shit out of him, and that's crazy. Like, I love that. I love that. So now we have this new kind of story going on. Like the plot is turning from, you know, the political and social aspects of the court in the Clairdelune, and is now turning to God. Why did he destroy the world and like fragment it? Why did he make the family spirits forget? Who is this other person that he mentions at the end? He mentions that Ophelia, on her first time traveling through mirrors, that's one of her family powers, on her first time traveling through mirrors, she releases this other, he calls it, which I'm interpreting as like fucking Satan or something, okay? Like, that was just dropped on us right at the end with like no other explanation, so I need to know more about that. It's really good. It's really good. Like, the characters have been great. Aunt Rosalind and Aunt Barineld have really grown on me like so much. I adore the shit out of them. I fucking love Barineld. Like, she's become kind of a mother figure for Ophelia, and I adore that. Thorn has been getting character development very, very slowly, which I like, because I don't like romantasy. I'm one of the girlies who don't like romantasy, okay? I admit it. I know. Don't come after me for it, but I don't like romantasy. But so far, I've finished book 2. I'm halfway through the book series. And the romance has never been the main point, and that's good. That's amazing. The plot of the world and the politics have always been in the forefront. Could that change? Yes, but right now it's not. Thorn is still pretty standoffish, but for the most part, like, there is character development. He is showing that he cares more, and whatnot. And now I'm going to talk about my biggest gripes, because while I have loved this series so much so far, I do have some problems. And one of the problems for me was there was a plot point in the middle of book 2 where Ophelia suddenly couldn't travel through mirrors anymore. And in order to travel through mirrors, she has to like be true to herself, essentially. She can't lie to herself. She can't hide herself, kind of thing. Like, she needs to be true to herself. And for some reason, she couldn't travel through mirrors for a bit, implying that she was like lying to herself. And by the end of the book, she finds out that she was lying to herself because she thought that she was only staying because Thorn needed her. Thorn needed her in order to read Farouk's book, to become the noble that he deserves to be, even though he's a bastard, things like that. But in actuality, she needs Thorn, is what she found out. And this was weird to me because I feel like she's never actually like relied on Thorn for anything. Like, I don't know why that was her conclusion, was that she needs Thorn as well as him needing her. I don't know if this is building romance. I don't know if it's because, like, of her character development. Like, she has grown as a character throughout the book series, like, being in the court. She's grown, you know, more confident. She's become louder, more, like, demanding. She's making decisions for herself. But I don't know if that's because of Thorn. I don't know. If anyone has read the series and has thoughts on that, please throw them down in the comments, because I feel like that just kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I also felt like the solution to the kidnapped people was a little rushed, a little out of left field, but I don't hold that one too much against it, because I feel like, again, that the kidnapped people were really just a catalyst for the actual mystery of the series being behind God and the origin of the world and things like that. So that's kind of my thought there. My book club is going to start reading book 3 here soon, and we're going to be reading book 4 next month as well. So in 2 months' time, I'll make another review video of for the full series, and I hope that I'm still raving about it, because I've freaking loved it. I've loved the first 2 books. The setting is amazing. The powers are great. I hate the characters, but I love the characters. I didn't even mention some of the cast, like Archibald and Fox, who are just really good characters. I want to see more from them. And I just, I hope that the book series does what it's kind of promising to right now at the end of book 2. I wanted to dive into those questions that we have now. Where was the hype around this series, guys? I didn't hear anything about this series. I feel like Book Talk is usually on top of it, and maybe it was and I just missed it, but I didn't hear anything about this series at all. And it's proving to be absolutely amazing. So I need to get the hype out there for this series. I need more people to read it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little rant about the Mirror Visitor series. I really needed to talk about it. Feel free to follow me on Twitch or YouTube. Subscribe and like and comment and all that good jazz if you want to see more from me. Yeah, thanks for watching. I will update y'all on the last 2 books of the series. Please be fucking good. Please, 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 please be good. Bye bye.